The first alert came through at 1:14 a.m. I remember the exact time because my phone was in my hand when it happened. I was lying in bed, half asleep, thumb hovering over nothing in particular, letting my brain drift the way it does when you're not quite dreaming yet. There was no vibration, no sound. The screen just changed. White background, black text, centered perfectly. Emergency alert. Only trust yourself. That was it. No sender, no explanation, no tap for more information, no location, no expiration time, just those 5 words. At first, I thought it was some kind of test alert. Governments do those sometimes. Mistakes happen. I even felt a little annoyed, like, really? Now? I locked my phone and rolled onto my side. That's when my TV turned on. Same white screen, same text. I sat up. Before I could process that, my laptop chimed from the desk across the room. Then my tablet. Then the old phone I kept in a drawer, powered off but still charging. Every screen, same message. My apartment was silent except for the faint hum of electronics suddenly awake. I stood there, heart starting to beat faster, and whispered, "What the hell is this?" The words vanished instantly. All screens returned to normal. The TV shut off. My laptop went back to sleep. My phone unlocked to my home screen like nothing had happened. For a full minute, I just stood there, listening to my own breathing. Then my phone buzzed again. This time it was a text. From my own number. You weren't supposed to say that out loud. I didn't sleep after that. Not because I was scared, not yet, but because my brain wouldn't stop trying to rationalize it. Spoofed number, malware, some kind of ARG, a prank that somehow synced every device in my apartment. All explanations that almost worked, except for one thing. When I opened my phone's emergency alert history, there was an entry, timestamped, logged, categorized as presidential level alert. There was no description, just a title, only trust yourself. I Googled it, nothing, no news, no tweets, no Reddit threads, no screenshots, nothing trending, nothing archived. It was like the alert had only existed for me. At 2:03 a.m., another message arrived. Do not attempt to verify this alert with others. That's when the fear started to creep in. Not sharp, not panicked, but slow and heavy, like something settling on my chest. Because verification is instinct. You check things. You confirm reality with other people. And whatever sent that message knew that. At 2:30 a.m., my sister called. I stared at her name on my screen for a long time before answering. "Hey," she said, "did you get something weird just now?" My stomach dropped. "What kind of weird?" I asked carefully. There was a pause. "Never mind," she said. Her voice sounded strained. It was probably nothing. Another buzz. She did not receive the alert. My sister continued talking, but her words started to feel slightly off. Not wrong exactly, just delayed, like she was responding to questions I hadn't asked yet. "I'm just tired," she said. "You should get some rest too." The message on my phone updated. End the call. I hung up without saying goodbye. The moment the call ended, my phone buzzed again. Good. I sat there in the dark, phone glowing in my hand, realizing something important. The alert wasn't just a warning. It was instructions. At 3:11 a.m., the emergency alert returned. This time, it wasn't just text. There was a sound low, steady, almost like distant wind through a tunnel. The words appeared again, larger now, more aggressive. Emergency alert. Only trust yourself. Then a new line appeared beneath it. Everyone else is working with incomplete information. I laughed under my breath. Couldn't help it. Sounded insane. Delusional. Like the opening line of a psychotic break. But then another line appeared, including this alert. That laugh died instantly, because that meant one thing. Whatever this was, it wasn't claiming to be trustworthy either. Only I was, and I didn't like the responsibility of that. At 3:47 a.m., someone knocked on my door. 3 slow knocks, measured, patient. I checked the peephole. No one was there. My phone buzzed. Do not answer. Another knock. This time closer. Like whoever was knocking had leaned forward. I backed away from the door, heart pounding, every instinct screaming at me to call someone. Anyone. Another message appeared. If you ask for help, you will not know if the response is real. The knocking stopped. Silence flooded the apartment again. Then my phone received one final message for the night. You are now part of the alert. I didn't sleep. Because how do you sleep once you realize the warning isn't on your screen anymore? It's you? I didn't open the door. I stood there in the dark, phone in my hand, listening for footsteps on the other side. None came. No shuffling, no retreating steps. Just silence so complete it felt intentional. At 3:26 a.m., my phone buzzed again. Correct choice. That word, choice, bothered me more than the knocking. Choices imply alternatives. Consequences. I sat back down and noticed something new. The time on my phone was wrong. Not by much. 4 minutes ahead of the clock on my microwave. My laptop said something different entirely. Every device now showed a slightly different time. Another message appeared. Do not rely on external references. I laughed quietly. So what am I supposed to rely on? The reply came instantly. Your first conclusion, not your second. I tried to test it. I thought about the alert logically, government systems, hijacked frequencies, maybe some kind of psychological experiment. Those were second conclusions, rational ones, comfortable ones. My first conclusion had been simpler. This shouldn't exist. The lights flickered. Around 4 a.m., messages started appearing more frequently, shorter, sharper. Someone will contact you claiming concern. They will encourage discussion. Discussion creates doubt. As if on cue, my mom called. I watched her name ring on my screen, heart pounding. I wanted to answer, wanted to hear something familiar, human. She is afraid, the alert said. Fear changes behavior. I didn't pick up. A voicemail appeared seconds later. I didn't listen to it. I didn't need to, because the alert filled in the blanks for me. She believes she is helping you. That scared me more than if it had called her a liar. By morning, I was exhausted. My thoughts felt scraped raw, like I'd been awake for days instead of hours. I tried writing everything down on paper, something offline, something real. The pen stopped working halfway through the first sentence. Dry. I grabbed another. Same thing. Then another. My phone buzzed. Physical records create conflicting narratives. I dropped the pen. At 9:12 a.m., the emergency alert appeared again, but this time only on my phone. The text was smaller now, less formal. You are doing well. That's when I realized something had changed. It wasn't warning me anymore. It was evaluating me. A final message appeared beneath the others. Soon, you will be asked to help someone else understand. When that happens, remember, if they trusted themselves, they wouldn't need you. I stared at the screen, a cold understanding settling in. The alert wasn't trying to isolate me to protect me. It was isolating me to see what I'd become without anyone else to trust. And the worst part? I wasn't sure it was wrong. The first person I saw after the alert came back was my neighbor. He was standing in the hallway outside my apartment door when I opened it, like he'd been there for a while. Too still, too patient. Oh, good, he said, smiling. You're awake. My phone buzzed immediately. Do not let him inside. I nodded at him instead. What's up? He tilted his head, just a little, like he was listening to something I couldn't hear. I had the strangest dream, he said. You were in it. You were trying to warn me about something, but you wouldn't say what. My grip tightened around my phone. Another buzz. He is attempting alignment. I didn't know what that meant, but my body reacted anyway. Every instinct told me to close the door, to end the conversation. Sorry, I said. I'm late for work. His smile twitched, not dropped. Twitched like it had to be corrected. That's funny, he said. You don't work today. My phone vibrated hard enough to sting my palm. He knows things he shouldn't. I slammed the door. The rest of the day felt wrong. People stared too long. Reflections lagged behind my movements by a fraction of a second. Conversations slipped into places I hadn't guided them. Every few hours, the alert reappeared, sometimes on my phone, sometimes reflected in glass. Once, faintly etched into the fog on my bathroom mirror. Always the same words. Only trust yourself. By evening, my phone started adding more. They will try to sound familiar. They will claim concern. They will ask questions instead of giving answers. That's when my sister showed up. She didn't knock. She used her key. I was already backing away when she stepped inside, eyes scanning the apartment like she was checking for damage. "You didn't answer your phone," she said. "You scared me." My phone buzzed. Ask her what she wants. "What do you want?" I asked. Her face flickered with something. Confusion, maybe irritation, before settling back into concern. "I want to help you," she said softly. "You've been acting strange." Another vibration. She believes this. That does not make it true. She stepped closer. I stepped back. "Have you been getting weird messages?" she asked. "Alerts or something?" My heart dropped. Before I could respond, my phone lit up bright white. She did not receive the alert. "Then how do you know about it?" I asked. She opened her mouth. Nothing came out. Her lips moved. Her throat worked. No sound. Then her phone buzzed. She looked down at it, eyes widening in relief. "Oh," she said. "Never mind. I understand now." My phone screamed with vibration. Do not let her finish that thought. I ran. I locked myself in the bathroom, back against the door, shaking. Outside, I heard her pacing slowly, like she was thinking very carefully about each step. Her voice came through the door, calm and wrong. "You don't have to trust yourself forever," she said. "Just long enough to let us in." The alert appeared one last time that night, larger than before. "Trust yourself, or they will do it for you." I didn't answer. I didn't move. And after a long time, she stopped talking. I stayed in the bathroom until my legs went numb. I didn't hear my sister leave. I didn't hear footsteps fade or a door close. One moment her voice was there, calm and patient on the other side of the door, and the next there was nothing. No sound at all, like the apartment had been sealed in wax. My phone was dark. No alerts. No messages. No vibration. That scared me more than anything else so far. I unlocked the door slowly. The hallway was empty. Her shoes were gone. Her jacket wasn't on the chair. The air felt disturbed, like someone had just passed through it and taken the warmth with them. I checked my phone again. Still nothing. I whispered, "Hello." The word felt wrong in my mouth. The screen turned white. "You spoke first." I backed into the wall, heart hammering. "I didn't say anything important," I muttered. The text shifted. "You spoke anyway." The apartment lights flickered, not all at once, but in sequence. Living room, kitchen, hallway, like something moving through them. My reflection appeared in the dark TV screen across the room. It didn't move when I did. My phone buzzed so hard it nearly slipped from my hand. "Do not acknowledge that." I squeezed my eyes shut and turned away, breathing fast, counting my breaths until my chest stopped burning. When I looked again, the reflection was normal. Almost. Its eyes were wrong. Not glowing, not distorted, just focused, like it was watching me think. I tried to leave. The front door wouldn't open. Not locked, not jammed. It just wouldn't move, like it had decided that doors weren't for that anymore. My phone buzzed again. They will try different approaches now. A knock came from the door. 1, 2, 3. Too gentle to be threatening. A voice followed. Not my sister's this time. "Hey," it said. "You okay in there?" It was my own voice. Perfect. Down to the hesitation I always had before asking questions. "Do not answer audible voices," the alert warned. The handle turned slightly, then stopped. "I know you're scared," my voice said. "That's normal. You've just been trusting the wrong thing." The screen updated. "This is a lie." "How do you know?" I whispered. The words appeared slowly, one line at a time, because it is asking you to trust it. The knocking stopped. Something slid across the door from the outside. Thin, metallic, deliberate. I realized then that no one was trying to force their way in. They were waiting for me to decide who I believed. The alert brightened, filling my phone completely. Only trust yourself. Everything else is practice. The lights went out. In the darkness, someone exhaled just inches from my ear. And this time, my phone didn't warn me. I didn't turn around. Whatever was breathing behind me stayed where it was, close enough that I could feel warmth against my neck. It didn't touch me. It didn't need to. The fear was already doing the work. My phone was dark. No alerts, no warnings, no instructions. For the first time since this started, I was alone with my thoughts. I realized then how quiet the apartment really was. No traffic outside, no distant voices, no hum of electronics. Even the building itself felt like it was holding its breath. The voice spoke again, still using mine. "You've done well," it said. "You just misunderstood the message." I clenched my fists. "You don't need the alert anymore," it continued. "It was training wheels. You're ready to decide for yourself now." My phone lit up. One final message. "This is the moment." I laughed softly, came out broken. "All you ever said was to trust myself," I whispered. "So I am." I turned around. There was nothing there. No figure, no shadow, no distortion in the air. Just the bathroom doorway open and empty, like it had always been. The relief hit me so hard my knees nearly gave out. Then my phone buzzed again. "You passed." The lights came back on. The front door unlocked with a soft click. Sound returned all at once. The hum of the fridge, a car passing outside, life resuming like it had only been paused. The alert was gone. For days after, everything stayed normal. No messages, no white screens, no voices. I started answering calls again. I apologized to my sister. She told me she'd been worried but understood I needed space. We didn't talk about that night. I didn't bring it up. I trusted myself. 3 weeks later, the emergency alert system on my phone updated automatically. A new category appeared in the settings. I don't remember turning it on. It's labeled Public Advisories. There's only one message inside. No timestamp, no sender, just a note written in my words. If you receive an emergency alert telling you to only trust yourself, don't panic. It means you're ready. I keep it enabled, just in case someone needs help understanding. I didn't think about the alert much after that. That's not me lying to sound brave. It genuinely faded into the background of my life, like a scar you stop checking because it doesn't hurt anymore. I went back to routines, work, calls, grocery stores, normal conversations where people paused, interrupted each other, misunderstood things. All the usual human messiness. Nothing contradicted reality. That should have been comforting. Instead, it bothered me. I noticed small things first, easy to dismiss. Whenever someone hesitated mid-sentence, I'd feel an urge to finish their thought for them, not guess, but know. When people asked for advice, my answers came too quickly, too clean, like they were already written somewhere and I was just reading them aloud. People started listening, really listening. A coworker told me once, half joking, "You're good at this. You make things sound certain." That word stuck with me, certain. One night, I was scrolling through my phone when I saw a news alert about a citywide emergency test scheduled for the following week. Nothing unusual. I tapped it, skimmed it, moved on. Then my screen flickered, just once, for less than a second. But it was long enough. White background, familiar spacing. I checked my alert history immediately. Nothing there. I told myself it was muscle memory, anxiety, pattern recognition. That's how these things linger. Still, I turned my phone face down before going to sleep. A few days later, my sister called. She sounded normal, tired, relieved, like someone talking to family instead of checking for cracks. Before hanging up, she hesitated. "Can I ask you something weird?" she said. "Sure." When I was at your apartment that night, she said slowly. Did I say anything strange? My chest tightened. What do you mean? I don't know, she said. I just remember feeling like I understood something really important, and now I can't remember what it was. I pictured her standing in my living room again, phone in hand, saying I understand now with that look of relief. No, I said. You were just worried about me. She laughed softly. Yeah, that makes sense. After the call ended, my phone buzzed. Not an alert, a notification. Settings updated successfully. I hadn't opened settings. That night, I dreamed of white rooms filled with people staring at their phones, all reading different messages, all nodding to themselves. None of them spoke. They didn't need to. Every face carried the same quiet confidence. When I woke up, my phone was on my nightstand, screen lit. Not white, dark mode. A draft message sat open, unsent. I don't remember typing it. It read, "Don't argue with them. Don't rush them. Fear makes people resist. Certainty makes them listen." At the bottom of the screen, a cursor blinked patiently, waiting for more. I deleted the draft. I turned the phone off. I sat there in the quiet, telling myself that trust, real trust, doesn't come from isolation. That I didn't need warnings anymore. That nothing was watching, waiting, learning. But sometimes, when people doubt themselves in front of me, I feel it. That familiar pressure, that urge to help. And somewhere deep down, beneath the rational thoughts and practiced normalcy, a single sentence still feels undeniably true. If they trusted themselves, they wouldn't need me.